Okay, collisions and momentum. So for a collision that occurs between two objects in an isolated system, total momentum is conserved. And that means that momentum lost by one is gained by the other. And we've seen that in different situations. The big thing is isolated system. What does that mean? So what is an isolated system? It's a system where everything's happening, right? We got normal force, gravity, and applied force when they bang against each other. But here's what's different. There is no friction, so it's friction-free. So in isolated systems, there is no friction. The only unbalanced forces are from the two objects that hit against each other. So looking at these different descriptions, think about isolated system or not. Two cars collide in a gravel roadway. Now gravel is friction, right? And so that means that this is not an isolated system because there's friction. Or a person is doing vacuuming their house. Again, the vacuum cleaner rubbing against the surface of the carpet will produce a large amount of friction, which means not an isolated system. But here we got two air track gliders colliding. That's going to be friction free, and if that's the case, it is an isolated system. So those are what we look for when we think about is this going to follow 100% with conservation of momentum. So here's an example: 15-kilogram medicine ball thrown at a velocity of 20 kilometers per hour to a 60-kilogram person who is at rest on ice. The person catches the ball and then slides across the ice. What is the velocity of the person and the ball after the collision? Do it now.
All right, so here we go. So we get the ball with the mass of 15 and a velocity of 20, and the person with the mass of 60 standing still waiting to catch it. Now the ball, obviously this is not the scale ball, much bigger than the person, but the momentum here is 15 times 20, so 300. The momentum here is 0. So my total momentum to start is 300, which means after the fact, my momentum is going to be 300. Now, since the ball's caught, essentially we can add the masses together to get a total mass of 75. So what's the velocity? Well, it's 300 is equal to mass times velocity. So 300 divided by 75 is 4. So the new velocity of the ball and the person is going to be 4 combined.
A 0.150 kilogram baseball moving at a speed of 45 meters per second crosses the plate and strikes the 0.250 kilogram catcher's mitt. The mitt's at rest. The mitt immediately recoils backwards, going the same speed as the ball before the catcher applies an external force to stop its momentum. If the catcher's hand is in a relaxed state at the time of the collision, it can be assumed that no net external force exists and the law of momentum conservation applies. All right. So here's before, here's after, and we're trying to find this final velocity. Do it now.
All right, so we have the ball with a mass of 0.150 kilograms traveling 45 meters per second. So we multiply those two. The ball has a momentum of 6.93. The mitt has a mass of 0.25 with no velocity, so therefore it's 0. So our initial, or the momentum before the collision is 6.93. Then I take this momentum and bring it here. That's going to be equal to mass times velocity that's left. Since the ball is in the mitt, I'm going to combine their masses to 0.15 plus 0.25 for a total mass of 0.40. So to solve for velocity, I divide by 0.40. So 6.93 divided by 0.40 gives me a velocity of 17.3. So the velocity of the ball and the person will be 17.3. when they meet, and then of course the mitt will slow it down.
A 3,000 kilogram truck moving with a velocity of 10 meters per second hits a 1,000 kilogram parked car. The impact causes the car to be set in motion at 15 meters per second. Assuming that momentum is conserved, what is the velocity of the truck immediately after the collision? So now the car is at rest, but once they hit, they're not sticking. So now we got to think about things differently. Do it now.
All right, so we got a truck, 3,000 kilograms, 10 meters per second velocity. Car, 1,000 kilograms, 0, so it's not moving. So momentum is just going to be 3,000 times 10, 30,000. This momentum is 0. Add those together. Before momentum is 30,000. Momentum after the collision will also be 30,000, but after the collision, the truck has a mass. So I got momentum of the truck, which is the mass of the truck times its velocity, plus the mass of the car times its velocity. So I want to solve for v. So let's do some math here. I got 30k here for momentum. It's 3,000 v plus 1,000 times 15, 15,000. I subtract 15,000 from each side. 3,000 v is 15,000. Divide by 3,000, v is 5 meters per second. So the truck is also going to move 5 meters per second. So the truck's going to slow down from 10 to 5 while the car speeds up from 0 to 15 after the collision.
Okay, suppose you're in NASA and you're out in space, and your partner starts floating towards you at the velocity of 2 meters per second. Momentum for the partner, none for you because you have no velocity. But once you stick together, right, your masses are now combined, so your mass is bigger, which means your velocity is going to be less. So it's going to be less than 2 because your momentum is conserved. So you'll move slower. Same idea here. Big fish eats a little fish. The big fish is moving, little fish is at rest. After the big fish eats, the big fish will gain mass, which means it will slow down because momentum is conserved. Train backing into one of its cars. When it does that, it has a momentum, but once they latch onto each other, the mass increases, which means momentum's the same, but the velocity goes down of the whole system. So here's some mathematical examples. In a lab, we got a 0.5 kilogram cart moving rightward with the speed of 92.8 centimeters per second. It collides with a 1.5 kilogram cart moving leftward with the speed of 21.6. They stick together and move as a single object. What is their final speed? Do it now.
All right, so cart A, 0.5 kilogram of mass moving 92.8 centimeters per second this way. So let's find the momentum here of cart A. Cart A is 0.5 times 92.8. 46.4. Cart B is traveling this way, 1.5 kilograms at 21.6. Since the velocity is going this way, I'm going to make it negative. So 1.5 times negative 21.6. And I get negative 32.4. I combine my velocity, so I'm taking negative 32.4 plus 46.4. I get a momentum of 14. So the overall momentum is 14. Afterwards, the collision, they stick together, so I combine the masses. 0.5 plus 1.5 is 2, and I want to find the final velocity. So 14 is equal to 2 times v. Divide both sides by 2. My velocity is 14 divided by 2, 7 centimeters per second. And since my answer is a positive answer, that means I am moving in that direction, or these two combined are moving that direction. But look what happens. Cart A is going 92.8 before the collision. After the collision, slowing down to 7. Cart B is traveling negative, so they're traveling this way at 21.6 and has a new velocity of 7 going this way. So they combine the new masses to get there. But this is the velocity after the collision if they stick together.
A 25-gram bullet enters a 2.35 kilogram watermelon and embeds itself in the melon. The melon is immediately set into motion with a speed of 3.82 meters per second. The bullet remains lodged inside the melon. What was the entry speed of the bullet? Remember, be careful of the units of mass. We want everything to be in kilograms. I convert this in the problem. Do it now.
All right. So we have a bullet with this mass and this velocity, and we don't know what the velocity is. So we know that mass times velocity is going to equal the momentum here. The momentum of this is 0 times 2.35, so that's 0. So the overall momentum here is 0.025 times the velocity of the bullet, okay? No number, but we're going to solve for this, right? So now I look at the bullet embedded in the watermelon. Since they're embedded, the masses add together to get this mass, and it's traveling at this velocity. So I can find the momentum of this by taking 2.375 and multiplying by 3.82. And what I will get, 0.375 times 3.82, 9.0725, I'm just going to go 9.07 is my momentum. Momentum here is equal to momentum here. I divide by my mass, and that should tell me my velocity. Which is 362.8 meters per second. So that's how fast the bullet is traveling.
During a goal line stand, a 75-kilogram fullback moves eastward at 8 meters per second and collides with a 100-kilogram lineman moving west with 4 meters per second. They collide, stick together, moving at the same velocity after the collision. Determine the post-collision velocity of the two players. So be careful, all right, because we have east and west, so we have positive and negative velocities. And again, I show it in the example. Do it now.
Okay, so we have the fullback moving at the mass is 75 with a velocity of 8. So the fullback has a momentum of 600. The linemen move in this way, so again, our velocity is -4. So -4 times 100 is -400. Add these two together, net momentum of 200. So it's positive, so momentum's going in this direction. Once they collide, how fast are they traveling? Well, momentum is mass times velocity. We have to combine our masses, 175 times v. So v is 200 divided by 175, 1.14 meters per second. So they have really slowed down. You can see the fullback went from 8 to 1.4, 1.1, and the lineman was going this way and actually got pulled back. So it's not a pancake, but it's pretty close to what's going on here.